Hello everyone, this is Amy from AJC Magic TV. I just came on real quick. I was gonna show a couple new Disney pins that I received from two of them that I had gotten, and I actually decided to, hello Preston, hello Addie Family Adventure. I was just gonna show a couple pins and then maybe talk about couple questions on a food tag that I had seen for Disney food tags. But I had friends that were down in Florida this past week, and I just wanted to showcase some of the pins that they had gotten me. So this is the first one. It's just a basic Disney collection of the Skyliner. And this one, I'm sure they'll probably carry all the time because it's just like their basic items there. So that's the first pin that's up, if you can see that or not. And then the other items I'll show here in a moment. Hello, Addie Family Adventures. Hello, Preston. Thank you for joining. Yeah, no, it's not crashing it. The giveaway, Preston, I will be announcing Thursday around 5 o'clock p.m. And probably 5:30, because I know if Corey goes live, I don't want to interrupt then. But that way people will know I'm going to pick a name and then I'll contact. But I'm probably going to do it live real quick and draw the name of everyone who had left a comment and subscribed and liked the video. So yes, I do. There's a lot of people that have entered, so and they're all excited for the different items. Hello, Dances with Goofy, Reggae, Grandpa, the Kid, 25, and This Our Dreams. Hello. I'm just showing some pins that I had received and actually got from some friends that went to Disney. Another one was sent to me by another friend that's a little bit different. That's okay. That's fine. You know, just be careful. You can listen in or whatever, so don't worry. I just came on quickly. I didn't see anybody else really going live after a few other people. And I just figured I will show the merchandise that I received and actually got picked up for me on another person's trip. And then another pin that actually was sent to me. Yeah, Dances with Goofy, that game was kind of pathetic. They can't get their act together. But I'll get the Steelers score for you. But they did end up losing. Hello, Jeff Orangebird. It was 26-23 Baltimore Ravens, unfortunately. They were going down the field, and of course, the Smith-Schuster guy caught the ball, started running, and fumbled. So that just blew the game for them to at least go down and either tie it up again or win with a touchdown. So their season's kind of going down the tubes here. They lost both of their key quarterbacks. Roethlisberger's out. The other guy is out for at least a week, probably on concussion protocol. And, of course, they now have their third backup quarterback running the show. And they did tie it. They went into overtime. And then, of course, he caught the ball. And then, of course, fumbled. So I guess it'll be another Patriots season, and the Steeler fans won't be too happy if they get their 7th Super Bowl before everyone else there. I should joke around because I do have friends who are Patriots fans, not only outside of Pittsburgh that are in New England, but also here in Pittsburgh. So we just always like that fun, but maybe it's not our year this year till they get their act together and get everybody on board and stuff like that. But let's go on with the pins. Yeah, don't worry if you're not able to stick on if you're out driving or anything like that. You could just listen in. But the first pin I received, this is just a generalized pin because the other stuff that I'll be showing, this one came from another friend that had sent that to me. And it's just a generalized one. I'm going to imagine that they're going to probably carry this one all the time because it's just a general Disney collection pin. So you'll probably be able to find this one most of the time unless they come out with some other new designs. So that's this particular one. It's not limited edition. It's just one of their generalized Disney Parks collection pins. Yes, please be sure to hit the like button. If you're watching the replay, hit the like button, subscribe, and also leave a comment if you did watch the replay. And also check out the channel because I do have a 500 subscriber giveaway drawing that'll be happening on Thursday, probably between 5:30. And I'll take all the names. I'm looking into possibly a name generator, and if I can't, then I'll just put all the names. Hello, Matt, Jack, Sandy Claus, Logan, and Abby Rocks. The other pins that I had received, these actually came from someone who was down there on opening day, and they picked them up for me. I sent them with some Disney gift cards, and I said if you're able to get the pins, that'll be great. If not, then I'll just have to decide if I still want them and look around or whatever. But this one is the Skyliner pass holder limited edition pin. I am a pass holder, so they just picked it up and they're also pass holders. But this is the limited edition Skyliner pass holder pin for the Skyliner. So that's a pretty cool pin. I do like a lot of my pins that I'm collecting these days are either limited editions or particular ones that I like, or hotels that I've stayed at, or even maybe the water parks. I know I have Blizzard Beach and a Typhoon Lagoon, I believe. But that was hello, Jim. More sunshine, please. I was just showing a couple of the Skyliner pins that I received from people, a family that was down in Disney. This one, they picked up the pass holder pin, and then this one is actually from a friend who actually lives down there because they had asked if I had some of the other pins, and I said, well, I was already getting them because I had already known that they picked it up and they had seen this one, so they had picked this one up for me and sent it out. And then the other pin is the limited edition. This is from the same family who picked up the pass holder pin, but this is the inaugural World Above pin, limited edition for the Skyliner opening day. I'm assuming that's from the inaugural flight from opening day pin. So that's pretty nice. So that'll be with my collection. I just got to figure out how I'm going to display all my pins or what I'm going to do. Probably end up getting a book and just putting them in there, the ones that I keep and collect, because especially the limited edition, I try to get those whenever I'm down when different various events. I don't get too often to get to collect the limited editions because I'm not usually down in the parks on the opening days of different events. I just happen to be down there when Food and Wine opened, and of course Galaxy's Edge. And this family was down there for these two pins on opening weekend of the Skyliner. And then the other one's just an extra pin that I had gotten from another friend. Yes. And then the other thing that I had seen, and this is from the same family that was down there. I don't normally collect these, but I like Figment. This is a limited edition Figment Funko Pop Chef Figment. But I do like Figment. So, and I had seen that, and I know that family kind of likes Funko Pops, and I said, hey, there's a Chef Figment Funko Pop, and I'm guessing he'll only be out for the Food and Wine Festival. because it does say the 2019 Food and Wine Festival. So that's pretty much the merchandise that I received. Yeah, I had seen that, and I seen a couple people comment about the Skyliner mystery box pins being sold out. So I don't know if that's just something, I guess they were limited. Yeah, they were limited edition, and of course they sold out. And I know they started selling a lot of that merchandise Saturday, Friday, or I think either later Friday or Saturday. I'd seen a few people already had those pin boxes, and they were opening them and everything. Some of those pins were pretty neat. That would have been neat to get a couple of the boxes and seeing what you got. Oh, that's not good, Dancing with Goofy. But that's pretty much the merchandise. The other thing I was just going to talk about was I had seen a Hello Happily Ever After vlogs. Hello Dances with Goofy. Jim for More Sunshine Please. Tracy G. Alex, hello. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it was a pretty good Sunday, although my Steelers ended up losing. But I also help out with a youth group at my church, so we had a good time playing some games and planning our events for the year. So so before the game ended, or yeah, right as the game was ending, we had done that. So it was a good night. But I wasn't really going to talk about anything specific. I figured I'd show that merchandise. Please hit the like button on the stream. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. That is helpful. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I know that's where everybody is trying to, so I'm just trying to grow that. Just like everyone else that wants to get to 1,000. I also have a new a 500 subscriber giveaway stream, 500 subscriber giveaway happening, and I will be drawing the name between 5 and 5:30 on Thursday night. I was going to do it Friday night, but then I realized I have something going on this coming weekend, so I wasn't sure what I'll be doing Friday, whether I'll leave Friday so I could be there early in the morning for their parade and everything like that. So I didn't want to have to worry about that. And then, so make sure you check out the channel and enter if you're interested. The other thing I was just going to talk about, I had seen someone do a Disney food tag. I'm not going to go ahead and tag anyone, but if you want to do it, I can always put the questions that I had seen on my description afterwards. But it's a Disney food tag, and it just asks various questions. I don't have the questions right now, so I'm kind of reading them off of another page. But it just talks about they were different things. So I'll do maybe like the first 10 because there's about 20 questions. There's 15, but I'll do like the first 5 maybe. And if you want to chime in, you can. But the first question is, you just arrived at Disney. What is the first thing you eat? That's actually a hard question for me because usually that's not the first thing I'm thinking about. I'm usually get checked in and drop the bags off and hop the first bus to a park, and that's if and depending on what park it is, I end up if I already had fast passes reserved, I go ahead and to go to that park and go, depending on the timing of my fast passes. But probably the first thing that I usually end up eating after I do get there is I either, it depends, but a lot of times I will go to the ice cream cart. I do like frozen bananas dipped in chocolate, so if they have them, I will get one of them. If they don't, then I usually defer to the Mickey bar. So that's the only thing I can think of. Or the other thing would be the Rice Krispie treats. because it depends. Like I said, if I'm going to the Magic Kingdom, you walk right by the candy store, and then I go ahead and stop in the candy store and pick up a Rice Krispie treat. So either a Rice Krispie treat or one of the frozen bananas. It just depends on what park I'm at and where I'm heading that first day. Because I usually try to arrive early in the morning on my flights, and if not, it's like mid-afternoon. So just depends on, plus it also depends on the day of the week. Yes, I do love the Rice Krispie treats. That's probably one of my number one favorites. Hello, Kaden S. Thank you for joining. The second question is, what is your favorite quick service restaurant? And my favorite quick service restaurant is probably, that's also a tough one because it depends on what park. But if I was at the Magic Kingdom, it's usually Pecos Bills. If I was at the Animal Kingdom, I usually go to Flame Tree Barbecue if it's open at that time. So the Flame Tree Barbecue at Animal Kingdom, at the Magic Kingdom, usually Pecos Bills. And Hollywood Studios, that's kind of hard because they do have some fast food places, but a lot of times when I'm eating at Hollywood Studios, I'm actually in a sit-down restaurant. So I don't really have a favorite at Hollywood Studios. So I can't really say for that. And at Epcot, if anything at Epcot, and it depends, I love the Yorkshire Fish Shop in England. But so that's usually one of my go-tos is the fish shop, the Yorkshire Fish Shop in England, if I go that way. And if not, then a lot of times I'm usually eating sit down at Epcot also. So that's hard to say there because there's not too many there. Yeah, the Brown Derby, I've gone inside the restaurant itself before, and I know a lot of people like the outside bar thing. I think it's the Brown Derby Lounge that's outside, and they actually have some good food there, but I didn't get to try it yet. But I've seen various people show that on their videos or streams and stuff, so that's really good. Yeah, it isn't quick, not considered quick service, but they do have some good food from what I've found. Okay, the Rosie's All American at Hollywood Studios has a great fried green tomato sandwich. Yeah, see, when I'm with my family, if we're there, we usually will do a sit down restaurant. And I know the last two times I was at Hollywood Studios, the one time I did get the Ronto Roasters wrap. I did enjoy that. Here in Pittsburgh, they have a sandwich called the Permane Brothers sandwich, which has like coleslaw, fries, and then depending on what type of sandwich it is, they have, you can get like a steak burger, they have hot sausage, they have a sweet sausage, they have capicola. I usually get the Pittsburgher, as they call it. It's their number 2 item on their menu. Their first number 1 menu on their menu, of course, is beer, but so the number 1 sandwich is actually the Pittsburgher. But the Ronto wrap reminds me of that, and so I don't have a problem, and I believe that's very good. Hello, Padme Hauntings. Thank you for joining. I was just doing a Disney food tag, and I had showed some merchandise so you can rewatch the stream or even rewind a little bit, and you can see that. Yeah, I haven't been to the Brown Derby lately. A few years back, and I've been there a couple times, usually for dinner, or I usually end up getting the steak. So I'm kind of picky on how my steaks and stuff are. So yeah, I have a hard time sometimes with some of the restaurants. They get a little too gourmet-ish. So So yeah, I haven't really gone there too much. Usually, if we're at Hollywood Studios for dinner, for lunch or even dinner, we'll usually do the Hollywood and Vine characters. That's what we did the last time, and at that time they were doing the beach theme. They haven't switched to. They're now doing the Halloween theme for the characters, and then we sometimes if we get the sci-fi or primetime cafe, so that's pretty good. Okay, the next question on here is Churros versus Mickey Waffles. Um, that's kind of a hard question because for me, I would probably only have the Mickey Waffles in the morning for breakfast, so it wouldn't be something I would have as a snack. But if it was a snack time or whatever, I'd probably end up eating churros. So for breakfast, I would choose the Mickey Waffles. I know I'm not choosing one or the other over top, but it would probably depend on the time of the day. But I like eating the churros because a lot of times when we're in line for the churros, they're either out and they just brought in a whole new tray of them, or so they're fresh and they go rather quickly when they do bring them out. So yeah, it would depend on the time of day. For me, the Mickey Waffles would be a breakfast item, and that's usually what I end up choosing if I end up eating breakfast. For me, breakfast is a grab and go thing, and I'm at the parks, and it depends on what time the parks actually open. And I'll usually eat lunch right as the places are opening, or plan something for right at opening. So it's kind of like either like a late breakfast at Crystal Palace if we're there, or just an early lunch when things open. So, and usually I end up having the Mickey Waffle on my last day because got up early to check my bags at the resort, and I have some time depending on what time I'm leaving that day, whether or not how long I stay at the resort. The next question is, what is your favorite table service? That would have to be park by park for me, because or even resort type of place. One of our favorites restaurants is for table service is and it also, hello Andrea Houston, thank you for joining. I'm just doing a Disney food tag, and if you want to make a comment while I'm doing that, you can. I will put the questions in the description once I'm done with the stream. But my favorite table service restaurant, and it also depends on who I'm with, but if I was with my sister's family and everything, we usually do Via Napoli is one in Epcot. We really like the Yachtman Steakhouse, and that's usually an after park type of thing or later in the evening. And it would be park to park depending on where we're at that day. But if I was just down there on a solo trip, I do have a cousin and I do have a niece who work for Disney. And if I'm there when my niece is off, we will pick somewhere in the World Showcase, and a lot of times we end up at Tempen Edo in Japan. I know you can go around here to like a Benihana's or some type of Japanese steakhouse type of place, but we she likes it with the whole family there. It's hard because you get picky people, so we kind of stay with the safer places. Although the last trip I was there with my sister and family, we actually tried the quick service at Morocco, so that was really good, the Tangerine Cafe, but that's a quick service. But Tempen Edo in Epcot is one of our favorites at Epcot. We like the Yachtman Steakhouse, and if my sister's family there, Via Napoli is a number one choice, but if we're tired of pizza and everything, they really like the Garden Grill restaurant because it does have a lot of home style cooking, plus the character interaction you can't beat there. They have a very good character interaction. There's Chip and Dale, Mickey, and I believe Goofy is there. But that's really a good place. It's very hard for me because I've been going to Disney, and a lot of times A lot of times for me, it's very hard because I've gone myself. I do solo trips. Sometimes I'll go with my sister and her family, depending on if our dates match up. I do have friends. I sometimes meet up with friends or relatives. So, so it just depends on what we're doing and how much time and everything. The next question is, what is your favorite snack? And probably for me, I basically already said it is the Rice Krispie treats is probably one of my favorites. And the other thing is the Dole Whips. That's usually one of my go-tos at the Magic Kingdom, but because it just kind of cools you off and it's kind of a nice break to sit there and eat it, and it's pretty tasty. I know around here you can get different flavors around. I know in my area, some of the places do carry it, and each week they do other flavors than the pineapple, and you can get it mixed with the vanilla ice cream. I usually will get a Dole Whip float, or of course for me, and I get those anytime, is the Rice Krispie treats, because you can just carry them with you and move on. So that's one of my favorite snacks. What's the best food Disney experience you ever had? That's kind of hard because all the questions are pretty hard for me. I would say in the earlier days of Ohana's, that was a fun experience with my sister's family and myself. And another time I was there on a solo trip, and I actually had my birthday button on, and I was going to go to Ohana's, and a family was sitting there, and they had seen I was sitting there, and they saw my birthday button. They're like, "Hey, do you want to join us? We're gonna eat at Ohana." They were eating at Ohana's, and they asked if I wanted to join them at their table and everything. But it was a fun experience. I don't know if they still do a lot of the things, but they do go around with the skewers of meat. I know they changed the menu and tweaked it a little bit, but the skewers of meat, and I know at the time that I was visiting there, they had like a hula dancer and a ukulele player, and they kind of put on a little show and coconut races and stuff for the kids. So they did have music, and the kids had a blast doing all that stuff. So yeah, Tracy G. Alex, yeah, the Garden Grill. I know the last trip that I was with my sister's family, they went to the Garden Grill, and I opted not to go at that time. My cousin who works down there and lives down in Orlando was meeting us for the day at Epcot, and she had just gotten off of work, and I said to her, if you want to eat somewhere on the World Showcase, we can do that. We usually like to go to the Mexico cantina place. That's a kind of a quick service type of place, and I probably should have asked her about the Garden Grill if she wanted to go. But at that point, she was still kind of hungry, because I did kind of mention it to her later about it, but we did that. But my sister's family and I've been to the Garden Grill, and they actually have a very good interaction. The food's good. If you like that home style cooking and everything, and the character interaction, my sister said was hilarious for them. And I've seen, and like I said, in the years past that I've been on, the characters are pretty funny, and sometimes Chip and Dale will play around, or they'll all play around. It just depends on the character interaction. Probably another one that I've been on, and I don't hear people talk about it too much, but it's at 1900 Park Fair, the Cinderella's Happily Ever After dinner. I believe it's at 1900 Park Fair, where it's Cinderella, Prince Charming, and Lady Tremaine, and the Ugly Stepsisters. And that was probably one of the best interactions that we've ever had with characters, because the Ugly Stepsisters, they kept going to my nephews, like, please marry us, and bother. And my one nephew, he did. Hello, Mike Wheeler. Thank you for joining. I do appreciate coming on. Thank you for joining. I was just showing some Disney merchandise that I received, and had a friend bring home from their trip from Disney, and I received another pin from someone that also has been at Disney for pins and their trip. But that was the but the 1900 Park Fair Cinderella's dinner, I can't remember what it's actually called, because I know there's the Cinderella's Royal Table, which is inside the castle, but this was at 1900 Park Fair at the Grand Floridian for dinner. So that was a pretty good meal. The stepsisters and my nephew really didn't want anybody talking to him, and Lady Tremaine would kind of keep bugging him and everything, and he started playing along. So, and then another time, then my younger niece and nephew, who really loved Cinderella and stuff, they were asked to dance with the prince and Cinderella, so they really had a good time. The worst Disney food you ever had. That's kind of hard. I've had bad food, but I think it's a lot more of ordering something for me and not really liking it. I think I like Pecos Bills, but there was a time that it wasn't as great. It's hard to say because I never really had an awful meal, because I usually will pick something that I like, or a restaurant that I really like to go to, so I really haven't had a bad meal. Probably a disappointing meal for me was lunch and I know a lot of people love going there because you can't get in there. Hello, Michael Riley is going to the Beast Castle for Beauty and the Beast. I had lunch there, and I just thought it was served cold. I like their system and everything, but I wish they, yes, Pecos Bills does need to bring back the taco salad. That was really good. I remember that. But when I went to the Beauty and the Beast, I can't even think of the restaurant right now, but the Beast Castle for lunch, I wasn't too impressed with it. And it was lunchtime, but you go and find a seat and then the rows, and I pre-ordered so that way making the line go quickly, but I wasn't real impressed, and the food wasn't too bad, but it came cold, so that's my only complaint there. It would be nice if they could open the counter service part to everyone, but I can understand why they don't, because then you'd have everybody really wandering around and everything. So I would say that was probably more disappointing to me. I've never had dinner at the Beast Castle or the Beauty or Be Our Guest restaurant, but I know whenever they did the regular menu, I know my brother-in-law and them really like the steaks and everything there, but now that they've changed it, they haven't really gone back, just because there's so many other places that they try, and sometimes with them staying off-site, they'll pick an off-site place too, so that's kind of hard. So, and now that Be Our Guest is kind of like a prefix menu, and they only have so many choices, we really haven't been back, so for dinner at least. But they like going there whenever they get a chance to, though. But they haven't gone since the other thing had opened. So Dole Whip versus Citrus Swirl. For me, I'm gonna have to say Dole Whip, only because I'm not saying I never had a Citrus Swirl. It seems like I never see that stand really open, or it's not really on the radar. And I know they kind of swap places with Dole Whip. The Dole Whip stand where it was originally over by the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, there was that little stand that was the Dole Whip stand, and then they had the Citrus Swirl, I think, back where the Dole Whip is now. Thank you very much. But yeah, but and I think there was a strawberry, and it may still be there, but strawberry citrus swirl over in Fantasyland or over by Fantasyland. So, hello, Penguin Master. Thank you for joining. But I'm not a strawberry flavor type of person. I can eat the real strawberries, but when it comes to things that are flavored strawberries, I'm not too crazy about that. That's just that. But for me, it's the Dole Whip that I usually go to. What is your favorite character dining? That's kind of hard to say. I've been to many of them. I've had good interactions. My only thing right now for the for a lot of the character dinings, I had a kidney transplant, so I cannot really eat off of a buffet restaurant. So that would be Red Revenge over there, and then they got the new Arendelle Aqua. Yeah, I'll have to I want to try that Arendelle Aqua. I haven't been there since they brought that out, but I've seen it so many times on different streams of people. But going back to the character restaurants, I would say the last couple times that we've gone, Hollywood and Vine has been a good interaction for us. As far as a character, but I also enjoyed the 1900 Park Fair, but now I have to be careful when I do a buffet restaurant, so I'll go to it with my family. I do talk to the people, the chef or whatever, so then they will get food for me, because I can't have something off of a buffet unless I was actually the first person in the restaurant. I have to be careful because of the temperatures and germs and everything like that. Thank you, Andrea. That was very nice of you. But yes, so I have to be careful. I know my last trip down in June, my niece had planned Hollywood and Vine. My sister, we go in, and my sister's like, "Oh, I forgot," and I'm like, "Don't worry about it," because I was fine, and I talked to the different chefs and stuff like that, so they were able to get whatever food I needed from behind before people had taken it. And I didn't have luckily, I didn't have any type of problems even after them getting it, so I try to steer away from something, but I will attend to that, or if it's actually table served, kind of like with the Garden Grill where they serve it family style, I don't have a problem with that. Because then just my family does that. So I tend to stick to the sit-down type of restaurant. In fact, my last trip, I didn't do any type of sit-down meals. It was more all fast, the table or the quick service when I was down at the end of August. In fact, at the end of August, it was all counter service just because I didn't. And because I had gone 2 times. Yes, the Tusker House is fun also. It's hard to say for me because there's not one character. I do like the Fab Five. Oh yes, Andrea. They are very nice. If any of you ever have any type of food allergies or any type of thing, make sure you put that on your food reservation, or if you're doing them online. Then I don't know if you can make a comment or not, but if not, call Disney and have them put that on your food reservation. But then when you do get to the restaurant, make sure you talk to them. And sometimes the chef will come out, depending on what your allergies are, and talk to you about what they can do for you or what you can have or not have. So that was the thing there. I just talked to them, so... Yeah, Wolfgang Puck there. I know Chef Art Smith sometimes will be at his restaurant at Homecoming, but I haven't eaten there yet because, one, I don't ever really leave. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Andrea, or Dre Houston. I'm not sure how you like to be called, but yes, if you have any allergies or anything like that, I make sure you put that on your reservations. and that way they'll know. And then talk to the people when you do get to the restaurant, because some sit down places, the chefs will come out, and then sometimes if they can kind of tweak different things for you, or even like if you go to Boma restaurant and they'll talk to you, come out and tell you what's in this or that, or they can make up a dish for you. So I would say Disney's probably one of the best places to be able to. Okay, yes, that's. Have a good night, Mike Wheeler. Yeah, I'm not going to be on too much longer because it's getting late for me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I hear people call you Dre or Andrea or whatever. So yes, thank you. But yes, have a good evening, Mike Wheeler, and hopefully you have a good week. Let's see, where were we? What is one restaurant you want to try that you haven't yet? Thank you. For me, probably one restaurant that I haven't tried yet. There's a few out there I'm going through my mind. Well, one, probably, yeah, it's hard to say. Probably Narcoossee's. I would say a long time ago I had done Narcoossee's, but I haven't tried it lately. But you don't really hear too much about Narcoossee's. I haven't. There's probably a select few that maybe I'd like to try sometime. Okay, thank you. We'll keep her in our prayers and keep you guys all on our thought and my thoughts and prayers also, because it's always even just as hard for the caregivers and family as it is your mom and her medical team. So hopefully everything goes well for her. So thank you, Mike Wheeler, for that update and sharing. Yeah, the Earl sandwich is pretty good, and Wolfgang Puck. I've never tried the Wolfgang Puck. My whole thing is I definitely hello Pirate Princess Red. Thank you for joining. Just a reminder, please make sure you guys are hitting the like button. This Our Dreams. Yeah, if it wasn't about the money, I would probably be tempted to go to Victoria and Albert's. I think one of the things that I'd love to do, and if I can get a reservation for, would be the Kelly Grill brunch on Sundays. I know for a while there I play around and see if I probably get that elusive reservation, I might see myself on a plane to be down there for the Kelly brunch sometime. But that would be good. I hear some different people talk about it and say it's really good. I've seen different vlogs on it. So probably the California Grill brunch. I know it's a little pricier, but some of the food offerings and the different stuff that they had, it looks delicious. But yeah, Victoria and Albert's, if the money wasn't an issue, that might be something that I would try. It's hard to say because I'm not an overly picky person, but I'm also not a fan of a lot of the gourmet style stuff. So that's a that's a kind of a trade-off type of thing for me. Okay. What is one Disney snack you think is overrated? That's kind of hard because I think everybody has their own choices. And I'd probably have to say, even though I like getting it, is the Dole Whip probably. I know there's all kinds of other types of foods and stuff out there, but it's kind of, that's all you ever hear is get the Dole Whip, get the Dole Whip. So maybe it is kind of overrated. I'm not too sure. But that's probably a choice that you always hear that could be overrated. Yeah, there's the turkey leg, and then seen people talk about the Frontierland bacon, candied bacon, and I think they get disappointed because sometimes they may get a bad piece. Yeah, Power Prince tried that. Sometimes I'm a little too picky. Yeah, I've never really had a turkey leg. I don't think I could really eat that. It doesn't look appetizing to me. And so, yeah, it probably is a little overrated on that type of thing. Is a turkey leg. Yeah, I've seen people, yeah, talk about the candied bacon. Now, I've had chocolate covered bacon before, but it wasn't fatty like some of the types of um, the one that I know a couple people had tried that candy bacon, and it might have been the pieces that they got weren't as good, and then you hear other people rave about that. So, but I've had chocolate covered bacon, but it wasn't like fatty. It was dipped in chocolate, and my nephew wanted to try it. They love bacon, and it was pretty good. But yeah, those turkey legs just aren't appetizing to me. That's, you know. I'll eat some of the turkey leg at Thanksgiving, but I really like wings more than I like the legs. So that's the thing there. And it does look like a ham leg or something. So types of stuff. What is one Disney snack you think is underrated? The actual the one candy bacon that they have that you're talking about, this our dreams, is at not Mario and Enzo's, but the Edison. I heard that is very good. I heard that the Edison candied bacon appetizer is good, and then I saw that Donna and Samantha actually were, I think it was at the Hangar Bar down at Disney Springs, had some type of bacon, chocolate covered bacon type of appetizer, and that looked really good. My problem with Disney Springs is I haven't really been on a long trip to actually put some time in and go to Disney Springs to go and try out some of that stuff. Last summer, I was down at least 4 days down before I had my transplant. It was kind of a celebratory and a birthday trip. And my niece and I, my last day, instead of me, I did go to the park early in the morning, and then she had met me later, and we went to Disney Springs because I had a late flight coming home. And we went to Disney Springs, and I said, well, I'll take you to lunch because I still had some credits left and some stuff to do, and I wanted to kind of look around at a couple of the places and actually see it, because the last couple times I was there, of course, it was like the Wall City and everything like that. So, thank you, Angela. That was Princess Red. Thank you. That was very nice of you. But so I was with my niece, and we walked all around and looked in the stores and everything. We did go into the Hangar Bar because it was around happy hour time, and I didn't notice it on the menu because then after I had seen that Sam and Donna actually had that as an appetizer while they were there, I was like, wow, that looks good. I wonder how I missed that on the menu, but we didn't really stay there because there wasn't anything that the Hangar Bars really need. It's kind of based after, hello, Keystone 76, thank you for joining. They do have appetizers and stuff there, and there are drinks and stuff, and it was happy hour time, but at that point it didn't look appealing, and we were just kind of looking for somewhere to eat. And we did end up the other place I like to try is the Homecoming, but I haven't tried that yet either. But we just ended up going to Morimoto's place for something quick, and then I did have one counter service left, and I was gonna let my niece go and get a Blaze pizza, and if she wanted to take it home, but it was still kind of warm out, and she had to go to the store and that, so she ended up not using it. And when I went back, I just traded it in for 3 snack credits, and I brought home stuff with me. I usually don't try to waste the dining credits. The snack credits, I always take home different snacks and stuff. But we ended up going to Morimoto's. Yes, more sunshine, please. The homecoming looks good. That's good. If I get to go on a little bit longer trip or something, that's going to be one of the places I go to. My problem is usually I'm down there only for 4 days and maybe a fifth day because that's a travel day. But I'm usually, when I get to Disney, I want to hit the parks or it's later in the evening. So I've already had food to eat, and just trying to find my room and just want to get ready for the next day, depending on the park hours and where I'm heading. It's hard for me if I'm on a solo trip to actually plan days, but if I can get good night, Andrea. Thank you for joining, and have a great week and everything. So thank you. But hopefully one of these days I'll spend a little more time. I know in my old days of different travel times or whatever, we would spend the different evenings, because the parks used to close at 9 o'clock, and if in the Magic Kingdom, of course, at Christmas time would have their Christmas parties. So the other parks would actually close at 8 or 9. So you did go to downtown. Well, it was downtown Disney and Pleasure Island in those days, and I would end up down there. So I would go look at the world of Disney and stuff. And now that it's all really built up, I do want to spend a little more time. I did go to Disney Springs at the end of August, but I basically went to the Coca-Cola store so I could meet Mike Wheeler, and I didn't leave enough time to really kind of look around because I needed to go back after I was done to meet up with my niece before she got off work to hand off some items to her. So that was good. The next thing, what is one Disney snack you think is underrated? Maybe I hear people, maybe those fruit waffles. I've never had one, so I'm not sure. Or maybe one of those cookie ice cream sandwich snacks. Those I'm not real sure because a lot of times, yes, Pirate Princess Reddit, it was one of the best meetups ever. Luckily, that morning I just happened to be on Walt's stream when they were sitting at the lodge, and Mike's like, "Hey, I'm going to be at Disney Springs," and I thought, boy, I got to make time because I really wanted to meet him, and I knew with them having to change everything around, I knew when I heard that he was going to be there, I thought I need to go and say hello and everything because he has great information. He is a former Disney cast member, but he still keeps in touch with different people and has a lot of knowledge about a lot of their shows and different stuff. So yes, he's very amazing. But I'm not sure what you guys think what an underrated snack is at Disney. Because I know people have their preferences. Maybe a Mickey ice cream bar or something. But it's hard to say because for me, a lot of times I'll use my snack credits. Or if I'm not on a dining plan, because there's times I'll be staying off property, or even if I booked a last minute trip, I'm not on a dining plan, and I don't really get a lot of snacks throughout the day, so it's hard to say. Yeah, I would probably say the Cheshire Cat tail. That probably is one of them. I don't really hear a lot of people talk about it unless they've already had it or if they're walking by. The Mickey pretzel would be one. Goofy's candy. I know for me it's not underrated. Well, yeah, it probably is, but I usually use the Goofy candy for my snack credits that I have left over because then I end up bringing it home for myself or my family, or I'll get the Chippendales, they have the trail mixes and everything, so yeah, it's hard to say because I think also it depends on the prices, and if you are on the meal plan and you have the snack credits, yeah. So, and I know there was a couple times that yeah. So yeah, the Mickey pretzel, the Cheshire cat tail. I personally have never had one. I've seen and heard people talk about them. I've had things that are similar to that, but not the actual cattail itself. Uh, I think I did hear that Kenzie Day about something with the tiger tail. I'll tell you what though, watching a lot of these guys when they're on their live streams and depending on what their goal is or whatever, like Corey, there he was at Animal Kingdom one time and his goal was to get a couple snacks and he did these donut snacks and those things look good. They were on like sticks and they were dipped in chocolate and everything. I'm sure, you know, it looked like, you know, too rich and everything, but it looked delicious. And then I know like Walt and Melissa before their trip, Melissa was talking about all these snacks and everything, and I just never really got to see a lot of the snacks. So, but that's pretty much all I know there. I just lost the last question is what is your favorite drink at Disney? For me, it would probably be one of the slushies type of things. I don't really drink alcoholic beverages that often. And if I do, it's usually a frozen type of drink, or it depends on what's in it. So I don't have a favorite alcoholic type of beverage or anything like that. So I don't drink it that often. Plus, having the new kidney and everything, that's something that I don't. You know, if I'm offered it or something, then that's a little bit different. I know nowadays with the dining plans, you do get an alcoholic beverage. I look over the menu and see if there is something that I want to drink. But sometimes I might just get one of their specialty drinks, non-alcoholic or something. So, yeah, a lot of people like the the margaritas. Caramel chocolate and covered chocolate drizzle. Oh, that sounds delicious. There, Pirate Princess Red. I like a lot of marshmallow type of things and stuff. So yeah, that would be good. But that was pretty much the Disney tag. I lost the page that I was on, or I would see if there's any more here. Let me take a look real quick. And like I said, I will get that listing if you want to ever do the food tag yourselves. I thought it was a good thing, good topic to talk about. I know there's a couple other tags that I was tagged for, and I need to go back and find those questions. Hello, Ray J. Thank you for joining the stream. And I do thank everyone for joining the stream this evening. I'm just quickly looking to see if there was any other questions that I might have missed. But probably for me, a lot of times the frozen type of slushy drinks that I usually like to have. Otherwise, I drink the water. I don't. We'll either bring in bottled water ourselves. I don't buy the bottled water unless I really, really have to. But I do go to the counter services. That's one of the things. I don't have a problem with that. Or I go into Starbucks and they have the different stuff there. I can't find the tag thing now. But that's pretty much it of the tag. I will post the questions for you. Hello, Fish Tropic. We kind of like to keep the language friendly, no swear words and stuff like that. So please refrain on your language. Yeah, I've never had the avocado margarita. I'm not sure if that's something that I would want to do or taste. More of the fruity, or I like the pina coladas or the strawberry daiquiri type of things. I can't find the tag that I did. Hopefully I didn't lose it. Oh well. But that was pretty much it. I will post the questions in my description and everything. So, yeah, I think we all are drinking the Disney water. Yeah, that's one of the things. Don't hesitate to go and ask at the counter services for a free cup of water. And sometimes, especially during the summertime, they may have it off to the side on trays, or they may have a water jug there, or something like that. So I can't find the questions, so I do apologize. But that would be the last question that I have, so I don't know if anybody else has any other items. Tag yourself if you want to do the tag. I'm not going to tag anybody specifically. I know I have a couple other tags that I'll probably be doing just because I was tagged a while back, and that was before I decided that I would actually ever go live. So, and to get myself to go live, but I will do that. Do one of those ones again where they do ask you about different movies and different stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know at the Mexico area, I don't know if they're talking about the one that's outside at the pavilion. There's like a little stand outside of the Mexican pavilion, or if it's in the Cava, inside the Mexico pavilion. They have that the Cava bar, tequila bar area. But this our dream probably could explain where that is picked up at, or maybe Jim from A Great Sunshine. Thank you, Tracy G. Alex. I do thank everyone for joining. And yeah, I had thought about doing that too. Possibly doing just a video one, so I may end up just doing that and then just do that. I don't really want to tag anybody because I know a lot of other people have done different tags, so I figured, well, if you want to do it, I'll post the questions on my in my comment section, and then you can go ahead and do it, and you can tag other friends that might be on your list. So yes, I do thank everyone for joining. And please make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Hello, Chris from Disney World Adventures. Thank you for joining. I was just finishing up a Disney food tag. I had seen it on another person's. Perfectly Cat actually had a Disney food tag. She didn't have the questions there, but she did leave the link to the person who does it. But I will post the questions. I'll go ahead and do it. Thank you, Chris. Yes, thank you for stopping in. That was nice of you to stop in, and I hope your work goes well for you. Here, the other thing was the favorite drink, but after that, have you drank around the world before? And I'm guessing drank around the world showcase. For me personally, no. I've had different drinks at different countries, but it wasn't something where I drank around the world. Like if I was at Mexico and having lunch, there was a time I had a margarita but I didn't do what some of these other groups do, go around the world and try. I've really I've been to Food and Wine this year, but I didn't even get to a lot of the booths this time around because I left early because of the hurricane and stuff. So I didn't get to do that, but I've been one other time a few years ago. We were down around the time that the Food and Wine was going on, and I know you could get samples of wine and different stuff like that, but I've never done around the world, having drinks around the world like a lot of, you see different groups. I don't think I would actually make it anyway, but I'm not a very big beer drinker. There's certain beers that I will drink. A lot of times when I go to microbreweries with my friends around here, or some places, I will get their sample trays that they have and look at the flavors and check on it. Yeah, Tracy, I wouldn't be surprised, because I don't know how some of them people do it, or even walk out of the park sometimes. And I've seen where they had checklists and stuff like that. So no, I've never really did that and everything. I've had a drink or two like in Japan, but it was more a taste of the sake or anything like that. But no, I haven't. If you could create a Disney restaurant, what would it be? I probably would do some type of character restaurant that was more themed, like some type of theme, or different characters, maybe more of a villain. I know years ago, and I don't know if anybody really remembers that, but I know in the 90s, probably mid-90s, maybe late 90s, it would depend on the trips that I was on, but they used to have a villains dinner at the 1900 Park Fair. They had a few of the villains, I believe, like the Wicked Queen was there, maybe, yeah, the Haunted Mansion restaurant would be really cool. I thought about that more, Sunshine Please, but then you wonder, would it get old? I'm not sure. But that's the thing there. The Haunted Mansion, that would be a pretty cool thing if they had a lot of little special effects and stuff. But I know for, like I said, years ago, they used to have a villains restaurant. I can't remember who all the villains were, but I remember the Wicked Queen being there. I think Prince John might have been, Prince John, I think he was kind of evil. I would have to go back and look at the pictures, but I remember going to something at 1900 Park Fair. I also remember years ago at the Soundstage restaurant, which is now the Playhouse Disney stuff, or the Disney Kids Disney Junior now. They used to have an Aladdin breakfast, and that was really cool because I know the genie was there, Aladdin, Jasmine, and Jafar were there, and that was fun. So, yeah, that's true. Memento Mori never gets old. Yeah, I guess I think it would be cool to do a Haunted Mansion restaurant. I know I would definitely go there if they actually worked it out really well. The Haunted Mansion is one of my favorites. I've been known to go into the Magic Kingdom, right when the train was up and running, ride the train and ride the Haunted Mansion, and basically get back on the train and go right back out the entrance and head out for another type of item and everything. Have a good evening at work, Chris. Thank you for joining, and hope to see you soon also. But that's the Haunted Mansion restaurant would be good. I haven't been to the Skipper Canteen. I've gone in there to look and everything. That's one of my ones that I like to try. it depends on who I'm with at the time on the trip, or even just do it as a solo thing. They have some really good food. But it would probably have to be a theme type of thing. The Haunted Mansion was going to be one of the ones that I that would be a good themed restaurant, Jim. It'll be interesting to see what their space theme restaurant's going to end up being like. Besides possibly being expensive, the way it sounds, but I'm interested to see how that's going to end up on that front, the space restaurant. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. They would be really cool. I know that's off of the foods type of thing, but I would love to see a Haunted Mansion theme type of room or something. That would be really cool also. So that's pretty much all I have. I do thank everyone for joining. Please make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the stream. I know it was just kind of I I'm not sure, Kenzie. I think they had talked about certain parts of it. I don't know if it's going to be a mixture of international flavor. I think during D23 they might have had a little bit of a segment about it. I don't know if other people have read about the restaurant. I haven't personally read about it, but I thought some people had talked about it on a stream, or maybe D23 might have talked about it. So I'm not sure. I think it might have like more of an international flair on that. But I'm not really sure what types of foods, because they'll put stuff out and then then it kind of changes around a little bit. So, but yes. So it'll be interesting to see, and I know I think that's going to open sometime. We're coming soon, 2020. Yeah, this our dream. I wonder what if the food is freeze dried. That would be pretty interesting. There, I actually like the freeze dried ice cream, and I remember as a kid at summer camp they used to have some of the freeze dried stuff where you put water in the bag and then it cooked the food, like different noodles or like beef or kind of like a soup type of thing, or mac and cheese, or noodles and beef, or noodles and sauce type of stuff, or whatever. Yeah, the space food. But yeah, I actually like the space ice cream. I actually get it here in Pittsburgh at the Carnegie Science Center. They sell the space ice cream. And when I left Florida at the end of August, I went to the NASA store and I picked up their freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches, a couple of them. The kids really like that also, my niece and nephews. I don't have kids, but my niece and nephews, and we do that. But yes, I do thank everyone. It is getting late for me. I get up pretty early. But I do thank everyone for joining. Please make sure you hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. That would be much appreciated. And also, just a reminder, enter my the 500 subscriber giveaway. And everyone have a great night. And like I said, get in on the subscriber giveaway. You have till 4 p.m. Thursday. I will draw names between 5 and 5:30. I'll go live real quickly and let you know. So everyone have a great night. And I do thank you for joining. And have a great week. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Angela, for that. Pirate Princess Red. Have a good night, everyone.